Howdy y'all, Big Country here, Big Country Survival. Today's video is brought to you by Sweet Tea with ice. So, today we're going to be talking about, well, I've been wanting to put a video up like this for a little bit, and it's kind of in a response to a video done by Guns Coast to Coast. But I'm going to come right out and say it. You should be growing food. You should be preparing to grow food. I just went out today, and the spot that one of the spots that I am growing food, or will be growing food, after the last frost date, one of those spots, I went and I had a couple of tons of dirt in piles that I had to spread out amongst the entire area. So I just went out there with a shovel and a rock rake and a wheelbarrow, and I went and spread all of that out to get some good soil in this West Virginia red clay mud that we have all over the place. It's good hayfield. It's good for growing grass. Ain't good for growing much anything else. But so why should you grow food? Now, he said, you're wasting your time if you've never grown a garden. I see his point, and I'm going to get into that. So, if your plan right now, brand new to all of this, and your plan on your quarter-acre lot, or you live in suburbia, if your plan is to grow enough food to support yourself, right now, yeah, that ain't gonna happen. That just ain't gonna happen. You're gonna starve to death. Or you're gonna have to find some outside source of food / income. Because let's be honest here. All money is the promise of calories in and calories out. All anything is. All that's worth, they say gold is worth something. Well, not really. When it comes down to it, it comes down to food, water. It comes down to calories in, calories out. Yes, there's other things of value, but ultimately, when it comes down to it, it comes down to keeping the machine working. You need air, you need shelter, you need food, you need water. Right? It comes down to those things, right? So if you are brand new to all of this, and this virus has caused you to wake up and realize, holy crap, we are completely unprepared for all the freakazoids out there who are going to go up and buy 1,000 rolls of toilet paper and all of the meat and which a lot of that really, I think, came from, well, the toilet paper, I don't know, that's just weird, but a lot of the food panic buying, I don't think it was so much panic buying as it was nobody cooks. Like, nobody cooks anymore. So many people, they go out to eat all the time. I have family, by blood, by marriage. I've got family that if it wasn't for McDonald's and Wendy's, they wouldn't eat. That's what they do. That's what they eat. They go out to eat all the time. And so you have a bunch of people that are now, they don't really go out to eat. All they do is go out to eat. And now all of a sudden, they're threatened with the thought of having to stay 2 weeks in your house. That's where all this panic came from. And it wasn't so much panic, it was, now people like me, us, we have a, fairly well stocked. We're not, we, as far as, just regular eating food, just because we use it. So it's not like we don't have food in the house, right? Even if we weren't preppers, we cook, and so we have food in the house. And there's people, they didn't have food in the house, because why would they? They might have some, but so they can't just go and buy a couple cans of green beans to replace the couple that they used last week for dinner. They have to go and buy 5 or 6 so they can actually have a decent stock of food. And that's just kind of my thinking on that. But if you have just woken up and you've never grown anything, or it hadn't been in a while, you never grown anything on your property, and you don't have food, I'm going to tell you to buy food. I'm going to tell you, you should throw most of your, pay your bills, do what you have to do, right? But everything else, you should be throwing the bulk of that into supplies, food. You really don't need, you should be storing water, but you don't necessarily have to buy water, but you should be storing water. But you should be purchasing food right now. But you should also be growing something. I have behind me, and I'm not going to turn the camera around, but I have behind the camera, I have approximately 72 plants right now between peppers and tomatoes. Now, those are not going to be my main sustenance, right? They go in stuff. You require filler, meat, potatoes, that kind of stuff, right? But, I have all of those plants, and most of them I'm going to give away or sell. But, anyhow, I am not to the point where I can support, everybody on just what I grow. You are not going to be either, but you should be making an effort, if for no other reason than practice. If you live in an apartment and you have nowhere to dig into the soil, you can get 5-gallon buckets and grow a tomato plant. They're easy to grow, especially the hybrids. But, tomatoes, whatever. Grow something. And you don't have to spend a gargantuan amount of money to grow food. They sell seeds at the Dollar Tree for 25 cents a pack, or for $1. You don't need to spend a gargantuan amount of money to grow food. You can spend as much as you want. And the fact of the matter is, the more money you throw at it, the less sweat you're going to have involved. The less money you throw at it, the more sweat's going to be involved. But you should have the basic hand tools. You should be able to get seed. Maybe you'll have to buy fertilizer, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you've got a farm that you can go and get cow manure off of, or something that you just have to go out and dig it. Or, go out and shovel it, go out and muck somebody's horse stalls for the manure. I don't care. I don't care what you do. But, you don't have to spend a gargantuan amount of money, but you should be growing something this year. Don't get in your head that you're going to support yourself on what you can grow in your little quarter-acre lot, having never grown anything, because you won't. You won't. You should be investing the bulk of your expendable income into food. But you should be investing some income and a lot of sweat equity into growing as much food as you possibly can right now. You know, if for no other reason than so you can learn and make the mistakes now, so you know for next time. Right now you need to start. That is my belief. You are certainly entitled to your opinion, but, you know, I say this as someone who is approaching 30 and has been working the garden and working in food production for the family, be it livestock, garden, or wild edibles, or hunting. I say this as someone who has had his hand in making a lot of food over the course of, you know, getting close to 30 years. I was in the garden before I was old enough to know what a weed was. I was in the woods at like 2, you know, just tagging along. I mean, I've had, you know, I've had my hand in food production and collection, okay? And I'm not there at 100%. I am not 100% right now producing my own food. I'm not there. But that's okay. Right now, I can buy food. So I buy food, and I grow what food I can, slowly trying to up the production for the event that I would actually have to produce all my own food. It's a goal. I'm not there yet. You're not going to be there yet your first year. So, get out there, buy food, buy seeds, plant said seeds. There's a lot of resources on how to grow garden. Any questions? I might have an answer for you if you want to leave them in the comments below. Any serious questions? I mean, really. As far as gardening goes, I'm not the expert. There's people that's a lot more knowledgeable than me, but if I don't know the answer, I'm going to tell you I don't know the answer, and I might be able to point you in the right direction, and so then we can both learn, right? Alrighty, y'all. This Big Country Survival, I'm signing out, and God bless.